Perfect. What do you have to say, Gratia? Do you have papers pasted on the walls of your room? It was not unusual for occupants to pin up notes or documents and such, and then forget to take them when they went on their merry way. Sometimes it was quite deliberate. Though you might see complaints addressed to other members, or a thank you card for the engrossing literature someone left behind. Cool. Beloved traditions that I should know better than to dwell upon. If we are to create a future for the students of Bastion and so many others, we must look to the days ahead. Yeah, but sometimes it's not bad to, look to the past as well. Alright, moving on. Hello, Cryle. Feeling refreshed and alert? Our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I'd suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Oriange. We're all here now. Let's get down to business then, shall we?
Let's go.
Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy.
Usually.
The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois.
And Matoya probably as well.
Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Recalcitrant? That's a good word.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
That's a good question, actually.
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown.
As is law?
The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
Oh.
In response to this threat, the satrap of Rads at Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
Interesting.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Oh, thankfully we have
Assuming
one
we
of
divide our
such.
forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice.
Yes.
But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
So we're splitting the party, basically.
Yes, it is quite the quandary.
It's fine.
Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
Oh, right. We're not splitting the party, we're splitting me. Sure. I'll just copy
You are
myself.
indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Lol.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
A small, of like 100 or 2 or 300 years.
Alice and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
I think their problem is that they are not thinking at all.
The more the merrier.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavnair. Thoughts? Objections?
I like your Thancred. I'm the
I
same
passed
as you.
through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
Perfect.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
Alright, now the question is, where do I go? I think it makes more sense to deal with the threat first, and the research second. Or at least figure out how to deal with the threat. So let's go to Thavnair first. Like, I'm gonna accept both quests, of course. But let's deal with the threat first. Hitting the books. Aw, so cute. And then hit up the books. An unsettling change has come over Sharlayan, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the Forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what, and how little, they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of connection to the final days. Suffice it to say, that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day, but now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the research should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? I think exit the annex to the right, and you will find the archives of the western edges of the woods. Okay. Boop. Let's change. our title accordingly. Amra Lassie. Oh, some food. That's good. I'll take that. I've Kral's instruction in hand. If you are ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavnair before, I can travel by Aetheryte. But what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Kral was of the same mind and has already secured the aid of the good folk of the Confluence. We'll take ourselves there. Oh? The Confluence, thou sayest? I'm afraid so, my friend. Oh, Moonbreeder. The wilt recall the hunt for Isard, unto whose sanctuary we delivered thee, owing to the knowledge of our comrade Moonbreeder. Moonbreeder was an authority in Everology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own right, and both are researchers at the Confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? Oh. I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me at the last. As it have the many times I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection have revealed unto me the words I should speak, and thus I have kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face that which hath long been overdue. Which hath long been overdue. Jesus fucking Christ. If it's settled, then let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Kitty? Kite? Something like that? I don't know. Pronunciations be hard. Okay, let's go. Ba-dum bum bum bum. Okay, we are going here for Thavnair bound. Yoink, yoink. I like that it's actually snowing over here. Snow. The Confluence, lots and lots of crystals over here. I like it. You're here. Kitty, I guess, then. Well, now, this is rather a lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We are associates of Kral of the students of Badessian. We seek passage to Thavnair and understand that you can assist us. Ah, the test subjects. Excuse me? Can you repeat that, please? Test subjects. Welcome, welcome. Test subjects. Oh, you haven't heard? Well then, allow me to explain. So in order to travel to an Aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you are a mess of ether hurtling along on the live stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation to Aetheryte teleportation. But what if we were to tell you there's a way to travel to an aetheroid without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years we've labored to make such travel possible that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We've recreated a new kind of aetheroid that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these aetheroids, but the aetheroids themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between the 2 points. But it just so happens that our first test pair of aetheroids, one has been installed here in Sharlayan, and the other over in Yedlimad, a port town in Thavnair. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Ratsatan, and indeed we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of the alchemists. So to sum up, we are to test these aetheroids. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel ether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these aetheroids were made for people like your good self. The magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A relative dream come true, and far be it from me to worry about such things, but do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the live stream, the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you aren't people, most people. Hey, Mistress Kral truly knows how to pick them. Well, it's more like we are on a mission, but sure. If I might change the subject, are Master Wolfson and Mistress Blowida not present today? Oh, you didn't hear? They recently resigned their posts. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the forum itself, as I understand, but I am not privy to the details. I see. Interesting. Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetheroid Plaza. I'll be along shortly. Okay. Snow. Though words unsaid yet weigh heavy on my heart, I shall devote mine all to our task at Thavnair. Given my experience with teleportation, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have my reservations, but I'll trust in Kryl. I like how he's like far to the side. I shall teleport the tried and trusted way. Good luck. Bye. The beep boop boop deep tap doop.
Right, we're all set.
Oh my god.
Just the 4 of you, was it?
Just 3.
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnair.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects.
You sure would have.
Mind. If our 3 travellers could line up here, please.
Something's going to go awry.
deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
Bye.
Oh, and one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
Wow. You couldn't have said that like a minute earlier. Oh my god. And whisk away. And game over. We are dead. No, we are fine. Yoink. Oh. Yay! We made it. We yet live.
Thavnair, home to city-state Rads Athan. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between two peoples.
Oh?
Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay for a time.
Yay, we made it.
Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have? What chance?
Oh no.
Against such an insidious foe.
Oh my god, the voiceover is so good. Ilsabard, Thavnair. Alright. As mentioned before, since we are now in the actual world, we're gonna do two things. Switch over to Dancer. And... Ooh, how long is that going to last? Jesus.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish.
Lol.
Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
Ridiculous.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions.
Uh-huh.
Don't let Estinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
Oh no. Run! Oh, this is amazing. You managed to will yourself to your feet, but given your condition, will you be able to reach Estinian in time? Oh my god, really? Oh. Ether sickness. There he is. I can do it! You there, I need 3 drinks, something that helps with ether sickness. But by the Mansur, a traveler, greetings! Greetings and welcome. You are wise, good sir, to come to me. My special Amra Lassi, made with only the finest and freshest ingredient, is famed, lol, for calming unruly bellies. By way of a warm welcome to Thavnair, I am pleased to offer it to you for the low, low price of 19,800 gil. For not 1, not 2, but 3 bottles. A bargain amongst bargains. Huh. The price is high road robbery, and you want to say as much to Estinian, but you realize any words of warning you cry out would be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before Estinian and, using gestures, deny that the deal is fair. / deny. Huh? I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me that's so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't buy the lassie. This merchant is swindling me. Wah! Sincerest apologies, sir, but I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for the 3 bottles of lassie. That confusion would have been quite costly for both of us. Very well, then, your coin. That's a better price. Here, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll be back after I've explored the town. Oh, he doesn't sell the lassie at all. That would have been fun. Okay. So, now that I can walk around, as said, I will go to my dancer. I will also... Oh, I still have to do this. Okay, never mind then. Yes, yes. Orion J. Made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, this Umbra flavored lassi is boasted to settle unruly stomachs. Praise be to the 12, my stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee and Estinian, and to the fine fruits of this land. You were in time? Excellent. You've spared us Tataru's wrath. Good. Sweet, sweet release. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right, I'm ready to get on with it. That lassie truly worked wonders, I assume. Oops, sorry. Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair. I've bound it. That's the most I could do against this heat, short of shedding my armor. May I ask where you got that cord for it? A local vendor. The man said it's the Thavnairan weave. Tough and not easily unraveled. And how much did it cost? 9,400 gil. A steal, I was told. There's nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I dare say not even Alfino could hold a candle to you. It's not uncommon for merchants to set their prices high, but doesn't it seem excessive here? Are all Hanish merchants so unscrupulous? I expect that those who are going to put more of a fight. I'm sorry, I have to. On that subject, I shall refrain from making comment. Yes, I cannot help but observe that the merchants seem overzealous in their pursuit of profit. Claiming Thavnair as its dominion, the nation of Razat-Han hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there were the Akasotra, a Matanga tribe indigenous to this island. Over time, they came to be joined by other races, and through their intermingling, a culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of Hennish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over. A development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. All of us have combined to make a trading power of Razat-Han, yet such a status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence, given that merchants at a gateway town are free to fleece hapless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so, that opportunistic pricing is rampant does suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap that the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, it would be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, eh? We've naught to lose but learning more. So, ere we seek out Kral's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here in Yedlimat? Excellent. We didn't exactly get it off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. We shall. Perfect. Right, let us split up and make inquiries in town. Laverne, the pier is yours. Once we have learned what we can, we regroup with the Aetheryte. Off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. Okay, and we want to go back to this, of course. Gemstone trader, right, we need you. Hello. Welcome, traveler, that's right, we're open for business again. Can't sit wallowing when there's sales to be made, am I right? So, got any bicolored gemstones you're willing to part with? I do. Okay. I have 300 and some. We will have to do some fates in the area at some point. I only see one so far over here. To unlock the writing maps and everything else. But so far so good. I'll do that in a moment. Crate of fruit. The crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling as if they have been left too long. That's curious. Oh, there's someone we can talk to. There are many ships down here. Gazing out from the pier, you spy boats moored off nearby isles, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels further away. Compared to other ports you have visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. Strange. Ginalil, you are a aura. What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit, though I don't know why I bother. Hardly sell anything these days. Business has never been this terrible, but I suppose things could be even worse. I could have a consortium to keep afloat, like Kalzal. I don't envy his position, better to be alone with my little operation, I've come to realize. You're a traveler by the looks of you? If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Kazal a visit. He'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him at the Solwind's Sails, the Harbour Guild building across the water from here. Okay. There's one more thing over here that I have to find. FFXIV. They all have really interesting names. Hello, mister. Well now, if it isn't a traveler, you're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on Thavnair. If it's just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion, but no, it had to spawn fell fiends as well. We still have our lives thanks to the Radiant Host, but business is as good as dead. What will become of us, only the gods know. Radiant Host. Curious. Hello, Kazal. The Damascans aren't coming, but we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself. The provinces are in chaos. And then there's a tower sitting on our doorstep, spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. But this will be an enormous loss. Alright. Forget about the Damascans. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicines, or the perennial Hannish favorites. Our consortium works closely with merchants and artisans to supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things because all I do. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant? Please tell me you're a merchant. Sorry. I see. That's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me? My name is Matsia, and I'm here to see Kalzal. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Oh, interesting. Let's talk. Where did you go? Hey, you. Yes, can I help you? No. Can I help you? Ah, I remember setting you back in the guild. You wanted to speak with Kazal too, did you? I'm Matsia, a fisherman from Akyali, a nearby village. I sell my catch to Kazal, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come and see him. Just as soon as he's free, anyway. He's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. Okay. If I may ask, what is it that you do? An adventurer, you say, and you travel the world, helping people. Then that must mean you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? You see, I've brought some fresh fish with me, the portion I couldn't preserve, and I wanted to sell them. The problem is, I'm terrible with people. I've ever only dealt with Kazal, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it may sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? I can try. If you're willing, please let me know and we can begin at once. The events to follow cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Okay. You'll do it then. Show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Right, please try peddling my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yadlimat. I'll observe you and learn. Mattia is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Mattia behind by entering a different area, putting too much distance between you, or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to leave Mattia to join you again, return and speak with him at the original location. Okay, that's the same as we had before. Cool. Alright. Let's do it. Let's see how many fish can I sell. I don't think I can sell them to someone... Okay, you don't have a... something. Mattia has yet to arrive. Be sure he is at your side before attempting to continue. Oh my god. How did you fall into the water? Okay. Sorry for that. I think I have to guide you a little bit better, I guess. Okay. That worked. This is a little bit finicky, I must say. Alright. That's better. Huh? Yes. Fish, fish! I got fish here. Fresh fish straight from the sea's bosom to your mouth. Greetings, friend. How fare you of late? Greetings to you too. I suppose I'm well enough given the circumstances. Things have settled down somewhat, but it was utter chaos when that tower first appeared. Everyone grabbing whatever they could, trampling over each other to get to the city. Many remain there for now, but I could not stay away. Had to come back, continue with my life, such as it is. Whether or not it was the right choice, only time will tell. There's no place like home, but don't do anything dangerous, eh? Oh, trust me, I don't. I make sure to keep well clear of the tower, and when more monsters emerge from it, I heed to Radiant Host's instructions. I hope they deal with it soon so we can get back to our normal lives. To the days when you could earn as much as you gave, and tuck into a meal satisfied that you did good work. Those days will come again before you know it. Till then, stay safe. Speaking of meals. Fresh fish, you say? Oh, you're a fishmonger. Ha! When you bait me like that, how can I not bite? Very well, give me some of your fish. Thank you for your custom. The catch of the day is shallows cod delectable stewed in coconut milk or baked with sprinkle of salt. Sounds good. I succeeded in making a sale. A fisherman's friend. Alright, are you following me again? You are indeed. Just making sure you don't fall down the pier again. I guess I have to make sure you're not stuck in this either. This is the weirdest escort quest ever, but I like it. It's interesting. Nashreen, hello there. Hello, darling. A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some Amra. Let's say a dozen. They don't need to be export quality. What do you need so many Amra for? Why, for eating, of course. It may seem like a lot, but of late I go through that much in no time at all. I'm a stock taker by trade, but with no vessels coming these days, the wares are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing is coming in from overseas, but not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking what the next shipment is arriving for. This, and that, and this, and that. All of it wears me down. I find myself feeling constantly hungry. Are you sure you're actually hungry? You know, when you think of it, I'm not so sure. Rather than hungry, perhaps I've been feeling unfulfilled? And I try to fill the void by gorging on food I like. Take care to not overeat? Hey, I'll try not to, thank you. Perhaps it's for the best you don't sell fruit. Still, I enjoyed our chat. It took my mind off my troubles for a moment. Oh, that's fine. Never mind. If nothing else, you left her with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we? I could have probably made that sell, but, you know. Sometimes it's more important to leave your customer satisfied, or your potential customer satisfied, than actually satisfying your customer. Or actually making a sale. I prefer this. They got what they wanted, not what they needed. No, they got what they needed, not what I wanted them to. Bazama. What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy. Oh gods, my stomach. Ugh. I don't think he likes fish. Ether sickness? No, nothing so unusual. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. Some fresh fish will settle your stomach, and mine are the freshest of all. You should take it easier, eat more slowly, and savor your food. Or that I could, but I can't afford to be idle. Like as not, circumstances will surely get worse before they get better. And so I'm working as hard as I can while I still can, the better to be prepared. How do you intend to prepare? I'm curious. By stockpiling supplies. For that, I need to earn coin so I can buy food, medicine, what have you. How about some fish for your supplies? They're freshly caught. Well, fish wouldn't be bad, but I don't want to go through the hassle of preserving them myself. I want to buy stuff that's ready to store. So I'm afraid I'll have to pass on your fish. Now, if you excuse me, I must be going back to work. Oh, no sale. Should have asked him if he had something. Too bad we couldn't make a sale, but we did manage to build something of a relationship. Yeah, sounds about right. Thank you so much for your demonstration. It was a truly eye-opening experience. Come, let us return to the pier. Alright, let's head back. And I think after that I'm gonna see if I can do a little bit of fate farming. Though, of course, right now there are no fates at all. Because obviously there aren't. Yoink. Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. You managed to sell to one of the 3 people you approached. It was difficult, but when you put your mind to it, you succeeded. Though you did fail too, but there are lessons to be learned in both success and failure. By applying yours, I'll endeavor to become a better peddler. So, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for Kazal soon. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should it be but Matsia? Kazal, have you finished your business at the guild? So you were there too. Forgive me, try as I might, I can't find any buyers. With no ships coming in and hardly any going out, there simply aren't any options. At this rate... So you can't buy my fish anymore? I'm sorry, Matsuya, I truly am, but for now, you must peddle your own goods. Aww, but by myself, I can't. I want to help you, I do, but as it stands, I can barely help myself. I've put my all into the consortium, and I'll be damned if I'll let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I won't fail them. The sisters as my witness. Interesting. Kazal. Not to worry. Using what I've learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. Well, I had best return to my village. My thanks again, and please take care on the road. Okay. So we have side quests here, which I'm going to ignore. I'm going to talk to Thancred. I do have a fate over there, which I'm going to get afterwards. I want to finish the quest first. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two, I trust? I see. We also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods, but to think that it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. And as before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless thralls to call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual for the Lotheroy. Alright.